It was the moment when I was in the car driving back home and I was shouting and crying out loud like crazy and all of that because of a good friend of mine. That's when I realized something. I realized we all had like these experiences like that where we couldn't hold in all the feelings and all the emotions anymore. I remember another time when I was like about 12 or something, and I had a fight with my best friend back then. And I used to avoid all this conflict. I used to always walk away because we used to fight quite a lot. Some childish stuff, you know how it is with 12 years old. And when he and two other of my friends like confronted me, like surrounded me, we were like, I was sitting there and suddenly they were standing like in this half circle in front of me and started confronting me. Why are you walking away? Why are you like this? Whatever, whatever. And in this moment, I had no expression in my face. I was like looking into the distance and tears just started falling down my face out of control because I couldn't hold it in anymore. Because as a child, I was hiding so much of my true self, of my authentic self. I couldn't express it. And I think we all had situations like that. But you know what the interesting thing is? That day I was driving home when I was crying and shouting in the car again because of a good friend of mine was different because I was shouting and crying out of happiness, out of joy. Because I was coming back from a training session with him and some other guys, and I realized how much I got through being authentic and through being true and honest to myself. I literally had this great group of guys. We're all training together. We're supporting each other. We're pushing each other. We're making jokes in between. The vibe is great. And I'm just in the car driving home and I'm thinking to myself, hell yeah, I'm so fucking grateful. Thanks to God for this. What I want to say in this video is that authenticity equals happiness. And this is not just some quote. I think this is proven. For me, I have proven it by myself. As children, we used to learn to protect ourselves. We're in a constant learning process as children. We react to the feedback of our social circles, our parents, neighbors, friends, teachers, and we adapt to it. So the moment when we as children, we don't have this consciousness as we have as young adults and so on. We don't have the consciousness of, oh, maybe I shouldn't do this. Maybe this is too much. As children, we're like outside, we're playing, we're shouting around, we're making poo-poo in our pants. It doesn't matter, you know. But what happens when we get the feedback from our parents, our teachers, our friends, which limits us? Let's take an example. Let's say as a child, you were very alive, very loud, whatever. And your parents always told you to be quiet because blah blah blah. Please calm down because blah blah blah. Be quiet, blah blah blah. I know this seems very common. I mean, it makes sense that you don't want your child to shout around in a church or in a cinema or in a waiting room, wherever. It makes sense, right? It makes sense. But this programs us to then later on in our lives think, oh, maybe I should not do that. Maybe I should not be like that. And for me personally, it's like I was hiding a lot in my life. Like I never showed my true authentic self. I was never showing it. I know for a fact that I was always drawn to high energy. I was always drawn to high energy people. I love those people who are like moving around and happy and a little bit goofy, I would say. I remember a friend of mine who was exactly like that. She was like just laughing all the time, just "Way, what's up, guys?" and all the stuff. And I loved that energy. I loved it. I was so drawn to it. I just wanted to stay with her. I loved her for that. And of course, I loved her for her person, but I loved her because she had something, she could show something I wanted to show and express by myself. But I was afraid because I had this high energy, this way. I had this inside of me, but I couldn't show it. I couldn't express it because I was afraid. I was afraid that it might be too much, that people might judge, might reject me. I was afraid that people might come and say, "Bro, calm down a little bit. You're too much right now." Oh, sorry. Quiet again. You know what happened? It took a long time for me to be fair. It took a long time to actually get to the point where I started to express this exact side of me. But you know what's interesting? What happened in the moment when I started expressing it? People actually liked it. I was so afraid that I might be too much. And yes, of course, I was too much. For some people, I was too much. Some people thought, "Who's this crazy guy? What the fuck is going on?" But you know what happened at the same time? Quite a lot of people, like a lot of people were like, "Bro, your energy is so good. I like your vibe." So many people suddenly started to like me more and suddenly started to like in a sense respect me because I was unapologetically showing that side of me that was true, real and authentic. This side I was hiding for such a long time. And I thought to myself, I thought it would be worse. Of course, there's always people who don't vibe with you. There will always be. It doesn't matter what you do. When I was hiding my side, people rejected me. When I wasn't hiding my side, people were still rejecting me. It doesn't matter because there are always people who reject you. There are always people who seem to not vibe with you, and this is completely fine because you cannot match with everyone. It's okay if someone doesn't like you. You also don't like everybody, right? So oftentimes we suffer more in imagination than we do in reality, thanks Greek philosophy. And what is it that you feel drawn to? It might be a specific character trait, like being very alive, being loud, being very present in the room. It could be something else. It could be a hobby. It could be that you really that you like to read, that you like to play the guitar, to sing, to draw, whatever, and you feel the shame because you don't want to be judged by other people because you see it might not come off as cool or whatever. But what is it that you actually feel drawn to? What is it? What is something you would like to express? You would like to show maybe, and not even show to a lot of people, but most important to show yourself? What is it that you're so afraid to express, to show? And when you have found that, and how you found it, how you find this is just like I know it sounds weird, but just feel it. There is a reason why I was so drawn to this friend of mine and her high vibe and high energy. I could feel that I was drawn to, I loved it. And this told me that this might be a part of, this might be a character trait, a specific vibe that I carry inside of myself, but I don't want to show it. So really ask yourself, what is it that you feel drawn to, that you would like to express, and have the courage to express it and to live it, to be real and to be authentic.